In this video, I want to have a look at some of the problems that can occur with WordPress and how to fix them. Most of the problems that I've come across and those that my students have reported to me have been down to plugins. Plugins are the biggest cause of WordPress breaking. And the reason really is that WordPress can be set up to automatically update themes and plugins and WordPress itself. And if something updates that isn't completely compatible with something else on the system, then we can get problems and crashes and your site won't load. One of the most common problems reported to me by my students is after installing a security plugin and setting it up. Their WordPress site starts to break, they can't log in, they're getting error messages. For that particular error, there is a solution. You have to deactivate the plugin and start again with the protection. This isn't just about security plugins. It could be any plugin. If you have something that doesn't seem to be working properly in your dashboard, there's supposed to be options there and you haven't got options, or pages aren't loading properly, or whatever the problem is, whether it's in the dashboard or in your website, the problem is usually plugins. And so what we always do as a first measure is to deactivate all plugins. If you're able to get into the dashboard, you can go in and you can go to install plugins, select all of them, and then deactivate and apply. But chances are, if you're having problems, you're not going to be able to even get into the dashboard. And that's where FTP comes in, or you could use File Manager inside cPanel. And what you want to do is go to your folder where your WordPress site is installed and find the WP content and open it. And then find the plugins folder. And what we're going to do is we're going to rename it. So I'm going to rename it plugins old and press return. Now that plugins folder has been renamed. If I go back into my dashboard where all of my plugins were active and refresh, let's have a look what's happened. If you read these, it says the plugin has been deactivated due to an error. Plugin file does not exist. That's great. After you've changed the name in cPanel or you've changed it in the FTP, that has effectively deactivated all your plugins, so you should now be able to log back in to your dashboard. So log back into your dashboard and go to installed plugins, and the list is empty. Let's go back to FTP and I'm going to put this name back as it was. I'm going to remove the old bit, and then let's go back and we're going to refresh this screen where the plugins are. And there we go. All of our plugins are back. They're all deactivated though. And so what you would then do is go through the process of activating them one by one and checking to see which one is breaking your system. If that doesn't fix your site, then you might want to talk with your web host and see what they can tell you about the errors that you're seeing. Ultimately though, make sure you're keeping regular backups. There's one error you may get which is not fixed by deactivating plugins, and it's basically your site getting stuck in maintenance mode. This happens during automatic updates. Sometimes the automatic update doesn't complete properly and your site remains in maintenance mode. I'm going to cover it in the next lecture. When you go to update plugins or themes, WordPress will put WordPress into something called maintenance mode. And basically, if somebody goes to your site during this operation, they'll see something like this: briefly unavailable for scheduled maintenance, check back in a minute. You'll also get that message if you try to log into your site. The problem is that sometimes these updates don't complete successfully and you're locked out because you get this message and there's no way to get in to sort it out. Thankfully, there is an easy solution, and it is to log into your cPanel or use FTP to log into your server space. Go to the folder where your website is and you'll find this file. It's called .maintenance. Let's just have a quick look and see what it looks like. And you can see it's just a line of code saying that it's upgrading. The solution to come out of this maintenance mode is quite simple. Delete the file. And then when you've deleted the file and refresh your web page, you'll see it loads. And the login, this was actually inside the dashboard, and I'm back in the dashboard. So it's as simple as that. Just look for the .maintenance file and delete it. Of course, there's times when you might want to put your site into maintenance mode. Something similar, though a little bit different, is found on the reading settings. And this bottom item here, search engine visibility, if you check that and save it, then that will put no index, no follow, links or tags into your pages so that search engines, if they come, they won't spider it. You won't end up in Google. And this is one of the best ways if you're starting a new site and you don't want the website to get visitors yet. You can discourage search engines. Just remember to turn that off and save it when you've finished. There may be times when you want to put your site into maintenance mode, and there's a couple of ways you can do this. One of the ways, if you know a little bit of programming, is you could write some code to put in your htaccess file so that all pages are redirected to a maintenance page that you set up in HTML or something like that. But for most people, the easiest method is just to use a WordPress plugin, and there are a few available. So let's click on Add New, and we're going to search for maintenance. And as you can see, there are a number of different plugins. This one, WP Maintenance Mode, I've heard of before. This is a really popular one though, Coming Soon page and Maintenance Mode by cprod. So let's just install that quickly and activate. And then you're taken to this screen here, which would like you to upgrade to the Pro version. But if you just want a simple Coming Soon or Maintenance Mode page, then you can do that just by selecting it here. I'm going to enable Coming Soon mode and save all changes. You can then design the page that you want, add a logo if you want to. Here's a headline that's been put in for you. Get ready, something really cool is coming soon. And then have a message down the bottom as well. And then save your changes. If you go over to your site while you're logged in, you're going to see your normal site because this only works for people who aren't logged in. So let me just open up an incognito window, which is one that I'm not logged in, and go across to the website, and you can see, there we go, there's that heading, get ready, something really cool is coming soon. And of course you saw you could put a logo at the top and a message down below. So that's how you can easily implement this on your site if you want to.